PPW, welcome to the preview show for PPW 93. I'm Dave the Awesome.
And I'm Rockin Randy,
and I'm
the golden voice that used to make you moist.
It still does a little bit. 92 tapings in, and I'm going to tell you, it gets better every single time.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. You'll never see harder working young talent in pro wrestling than we have right here in PPW.
These guys escalate their game every single time, trying to reach that elevation that you're not going to see from talent anywhere else in the country.
All right, enough putting ourselves over. Let's talk about 93. What's going on?
Well, we've got a lot going on, and everything seems to be coming to a head, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got a lot of guys that have had a lot of bad tempers.
And then some.
Everything's flaring up, you know.
Like a pack of hemorrhoids, especially this thing between Mark the Science Smith and Andy Anderson. That was fun. Then it got weird. Now it got weird, and it's getting intense.
It's just insane, just like my hemorrhoids. So what you're seeing is Andy had 3 matches because of this on 92.
Unbelievable. The fans never got bored of him, and the old boy didn't get tired.
I'm going to tell you right now, it was insane. You had Andy working with Captain USA, and that he came out with the mask on, the whole
thing. I thought
you
said we didn't have to go through the matches for the last one. Justin handled that. Let's get to the business at hand. That's heating up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's interesting. It's interesting as all hell. I enjoy watching it. Sometimes I'm afraid for the participants, but on to the next one. The most important thing, and the crown jewel in this company, is the PPW World Heavyweight Championship. What is second?
Getting there and that number 1 contendership.
The number 1 contendership. Old Dave here hitting the nail right on the head.
Yep, and that's the one thing that these guys are striving for. Who's going to be next in line? Because everybody is all behind the curtains watching to see who's going to win that main event.
Jockeying for that position.
But right before it, you know, everyone's getting into that spot. So we've had quite a few.
Now last week, Inestra beat Matt Vine. Matt Vine was the one literally begging, almost tears in his eyes, for a rematch for that number 1 contendership. And what happened this week?
This week, the reversal happened.
Matt Vine wins by a little tuggy tug on the tights, and he leaves Inestra in the ring, and the people here are the ones that really swayed that decision, I think, for Matt Vine's ego.
This is true.
And Matt Vine granted Inestra a title rematch. Yeah. I mean, a contendership rematch.
Yeah, he's not going to let anybody think that they're better than he is. So he's going to settle that series with Inestra coming up this Saturday.
He literally left the building tonight going, that kid better watch what he prays for because he just might get it.
Yeah.
My money, though, this week, Inestra.
I don't know. Matt Vine, whenever he's got something to prove, seems to rise to the occasion. So who knows when those guys clash on Saturday, what's going to happen.
This is true. But again, Matt Vine is a slave to that ego. Now to a more important business, the PPW World Heavyweight Title Chase.
Yeah, so let's
talk.
And
when I say chase,
you made it quite literally sometimes. So we've had such a fantastic run with Scott Colton, and everyone's, you know...
The little engine that could. You know, all these internet fans that have never been to PPW or never clicked on the YouTube channel to watch, they're even starting to get it.
It's true.
The fact is that it ain't the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. Scott Colton gives meaning to that term, and then some.
You know, and it's something different in PPW. When we had Malad Akbar as our champion, he was pulling bags.
Champion, great champion.
But pulled out every sort of different trick and little thing to try and grasp and hold on to that.
Squeak by.
Scott Colton's not doing that.
No, he's earning it.
He's pulling it out of here. He's pulling it out of here. And I'm
on any given Sunday, just like Pacino said, around here, we claw for it. An inch, that extra inch. And Scott Colton is just naturally born that way.
Yep, so this week, that's what happened. You know, Scott just got that inch on Gosling. And we all thought Gosling might have turned over that leaf because
he was beating the crap out of him.
But starting out the match, it's let's shake hands, let's be sportsmanlike.
Now we'll talk about Chase Gosling, who has had a handful of shots.
This is true.
He knows Colton. He knows Scott Colton now, okay? He says he's got a plan, and I'm seeing this plan unfold like I don't think Colton is.
It's hard to see what's in the mind of that guy. You see him every week on PPW, you know, on the Facebook page, and he's just a little different, a little bit different of a bird.
But proof positive. look at how angry, look at how intense the thing between Anestra and Matt Vine is getting for that number one contendership spot. Chase Gosling is laying back in the hammock like the skipper from Gilligan's Island, getting in Colton's head and actually being named number one contender week after week with Colton asking for these rematches.
That's true. And it's always after, Colton just gets by pure heart and emotion. And then Chase comes in and hurts him.
He hurts him. It's upsetting Colton. It's upsetting the kids in the studio.
It's upsetting all of us.
Because,
we're all coming. We're all out here to put on the best effort that we can. Mm-hmm. And Colton's done that, and he does that. He wins these matches, and you expect that's.
And the rest of the locker room, with the exception of Vine, maybe Ronnie, and Gosling, nobody's jealous of Colton because he's earned it.
Right.
Except for a guy like Chase Gosling, it drives him nuts. Colton, I'm going to tell you something. Heed my words, son. Don't become so obsessed with revenge. It's like drinking poison, waiting for the other guy to die. But don't lose your focus so much that you forget about that title, because I think that's where Gosling is leading this.
Yeah, and the only place that you're going to see where it ends up is right here in the Premier Studios.
This Saturday night, it's another rematch demanded by the champion. Scott Colton faces Chase Gosling.
12:30 Davis Road, Woodstock, Illinois, in McHenry County. 7 o'clock doors, 7:30 bell. I'm Dave the Awesome.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.